Good evening to all of you. And here in another talk show, as promised, we are here with one of the industry, you can say around 2.5 years, not 2.5 decade exposure in the IT industry. So, as usual, the whole aim for this show that stories that impact your career, we are going to just talk for the graduates who stuck to build their career in core IT, or just who have just started their career as a fresher, maybe 1 or 2 years of experience, and they are in question mark, what should I do now? Which technology is to choose? Now, few of you are already stuck with the maybe the hype part, and again in the question mark, which technology should I choose? So, just keeping all these basic question in mind, we are having our guest, and he have very unique exposure. That means, as a whole, he have three different technology exposure. In last 2.5 decade, he is having this three. So we are going to just share or get the exposure, what he have gone through, how he shifted his one technology to two and three. So all are three different. It's not directly or indirectly linked with each other. Okay, and now it's time to welcome our guest, Judhajit Mukherjee. And welcome, sir. Welcome to our show. And
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
we are going to get whatever the vast exposure you have in the decade of experience. And whole aim, as I just mentioned, that we can help our future generation to build their career or explore more into the core IT. So, sir, to start with, just I would like to give your just introduction, and then we will ultimately start, or we will get to know from you only about your struggle. Okay, sir. So, just over to you.
Yes, thanks, Upendra, and it's a pleasure to come here and speak about my story because it's a very interesting story. And if I look back, this was the day, the very day today, I joined my first company as graduate engineering trainee. So it's been more than 25 years of 27 years almost that I've been working in the industry. So uh, it started with CSC. It's a leading utility company in Kolkata, uh, Calcutta Electric Supply Corporation, and I joined as testing engineer over there. And I was fresh from college, Jadavpur University. I was accompanied. I mean, they recruited two from our class, so we were complete rookies. We had no idea about the industry, and when we joined, we are told that we have to implement SCADA and communication, and also work on the microwave and fiber optic things. All the the guys who are subscribing to CT cable or the other cable network in the city, in the metro Kolkata, they will know that it's the main signal is carried by fiber optic cables underground. And those cables, the backbone were laid by, I mean, we were a part of the team which did that. We physically spliced, we tested the signal and all the stuff, but it was not that easy because after joining, maybe and going through the rigors of 2 or 3 months, and we were not being able to pick up what's going on. Our boss sat with us, and he was also an alumnus from the same department of the same college, electronics pass out of an 81 batch, and he came to know from us that we studied the same syllabus that he studied. So the industry has gone by leaps and bounds ahead, and we were stuck in those days of syllabus, those old syllabus. So it was a very difficult period for us. We had to slog it really badly. So that was the beginning of the struggle. But we came out of it. we stuck together, we came out of it, we learned about the multiplexing, the pulse code modulation and all the stuff, all the integration signs and that divide EX signs that we studied in the classrooms started making sense when we sat in front of the multiplexer or tried to do this and that and all. It was, first hand learning, totally ground level learning, and it was like do or die. And then we also, as a part of being testing engineer, we had to do, underground fault fixing also. So we had to use the Mare loop, which is a Wheatstone bridge stuff, and the Pulsico. So, independently detecting faults at those wee hours in the morning, along with some foremans and engineers, was an experience as well. So CAC taught us a lot about, being first job. I still remember, and I still remember those days fondly. Even my, those days of struggle, very fondly. And then, I moved to Ushacom. That was uh, it was a Java group company, and UMTL, Usha Martin Telecom Limited. Everybody knew about it. Command,
Yeah.
which later on became Vodafone of today.
True.
So that was, I mean, couple of my friends, they they joined and they also wanted me to be there, and I didn't understand anything about, because I had become a network guy by then. I was working on Cisco routers, optical multiplexers, and all this stuff. From there, I was in the layer 3 of OSI layer. It was a quantum jump to the layer 7, the application,
Okay.
and so it was like a, and I was like, and like my boss in Ushacom used to tell, so you have joined as a product manager. So either you fly or you fall. As simple as that. If you don't learn, you will fall. If you can learn, you will fly. So
Okay.
that was another experience. My first presentation was with the Orange in Mumbai, and I remember people with gray hair, sitting in the room, a rookie like me entering the room, and they were ready to tear me apart. So you learn it the hard way. Yeah, I mean, there is no second thought about it. You make mistakes, you learn. Only thing is that you have to get on. You have to invariably, no matter how successful you are, anywhere in life, you will fail. You will face failure. No issues about it. If you take it very seriously, you're bound to fail more and more. So then Ushacom, and then onwards, I have been mainly into the telecom OSS BSS companies, and I've seen you know it changed. The telecom changed like that. We were using the first mobile phones uh, when I was in CSC, and the incoming was 18 or 20 rupees. Outgoing was 30 rupees. And today the incoming is free and the outgoing is as good as free.
That's
So
true.
I've seen it all. The total cycle, all those people who are there, we have gone through this, the huge shift as far as there's a change of guard in the industry as well. So then the software came in, the Y2K came in, then the 9/11 came in, and then the Indian IT companies also started to struggle. So a lot of incidents, a lot of experiences we have gathered. Then I moved to from Ushacom. I moved to TCS, Tata Consultancy. I was there for a brief period of time, and then I moved to Tech Mahindra. I was located outside India for some time. Then I came back and joined another revenue assurance and fraud management company called Connectiva. The second product company in my resume, that is Connectiva.
Okay.
And the experience of working in product company is very different than working in the service companies. I'm not saying it's bad, but those who have worked in product companies will know what I'm saying. I've been fortunate to get that opportunity. Many people don't get the chance. Many people don't get that exposure or the test of a true blue product company. So then I moved to Ushacom once again, in a different role, in a more mature role, in an account management role, in a business development role. And after that, I've come to Ericsson right now. There also, I have been exposed to three or four different kind of roles. Right now, I started as a business engagement uh, head of Indian region. Then I moved. to consulting roles, and right now I'm working uh, as an engagement lead in the data strategy and security initiative in Ericsson.
Wow.
So it started with fiber optic, and right now it's the same, the pulses, but it's
Yeah.
data.
So as a whole, it's a big shift, means zero to whatever layer we can just
Yeah,
think of, and that to different job role. That means as a start maybe ground worker kind of thing, and now you are just leading this thing. Now here, just I wanted to give one of the message what I'm receiving from you right now, that nowadays graduates are just after passing out, they are thinking, no, no, this is my domain. I don't want to just shift from this to that. So ultimately, the question from you, sir, that what message you wanted to give for the graduates who just have passed out, maybe 1 2 years experience they have, and they are just reluctant to, no, no, I don't want to shift. I want to do development, only development. I want to not to some maybe database, maybe data science, maybe different technology are there. So, what message you wanted to give to those? What advantage they are going to gain, or what they will be missing if they will not change their thought process? So, some input from you, sir, keeping in mind what vast exposure you have in this.
very very interesting question. I think this is a phenomena. I won't say this is a recent phenomena, but we see these kind of things in especially in the young generation. Okay, this is what I can do. This is what I cannot do. Maybe I used to think when I was younger. Maybe when I was in my teens or in my initial working days. But honestly speaking, I think you have to be completely bias free. You simply don't know what you can do. You simply have no idea, especially when you start and when you are young, you have no idea. And if I give my example, uh, when I joined Ericsson, I did not know that I'll be working working as a completely delivery person ever, because the role was an engagement manager, an account manager kind of a role. But right now I am working as a consultant, and a domain consultant with strong knowledge in telecom background, and also you have the data strategy and security coming in. So when I was joining Ericsson 7 years back, if somebody would have told me that 7 years down the line you are going to work in this field, I would have laughed at him. So even at this age, if this is possible, then when you are at 21, in your early 20s, if you think that, okay, I am not going to do this, you're only restricting yourself. You're just uh, ticking off some options in your life. That's all. You don't know what is there for you. If there is an opportunity, pick it up. Simple. Be open. You don't be biased, or you don't cross any of the boxes. Be free.
Okay, so great. So what I just conclude is whatever is coming in your way as far as the opportunity is concerned, you have to just take it on a positive spirit and just get going. Don't think that, okay, I'll not able to just make my thing in this or that way. I have to. So, and ultimately, if we will not able to do that, ultimately we are losing the opportunity. What message I can just conclude, right, sir?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Now, coming to the next question related to that only, that people are just after passing out, and they used to struggle a lot from where to start. So definitely you have gone through the same phase after graduation. You mentioned a little bit about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
what to do, I don't know. So what exactly is suggestion or message you wanted to give to all the graduates who are about to pass out or just passed out for last 2 to 3 years due to this pandemic? They're not getting any chance, or they're stuck what to do. So what exactly message, how they should be just overcoming, or what action they should take? What is the way out for them? So any guidance to those professionals, it will be great. You can.
Yes, very interesting question again. I mean, I'm trying to relate it to myself, my thought process 25, 26 years back. And honestly, I used to have my own prejudices also. But again, thankfully, I was exposed to, some activities, extracurricular activities in my early days. I used to play cricket, uh, and serious cricket at that point of time till I passed out. And then, of course, cricket became the secondary choice. But actually taught me to be open and also to be like, in cricket, what happens? I mean, look at Rahul Dravid. He is one of the all-time greats of the world cricket. But what has he not done in his life? He has batted in any position. He has kept wicket. He is an outstanding, if not one of the world's best slip fielders. And he has opened with aplomb. He has carried his bat through in extremely challenging conditions. And he almost won World Cup under Saurav Ganguly. And he also became a very big, very successful captain. He served Indian cricket in every possible way. Now, had he been, prejudiced, okay, I'll not keep wicket. Oh no, I can't open the batting. No, I can't bat below number three. No, I can't do this. No, I can't do that. Every individual is very different. Every person has their own strengths. I understand that totally. It's not possible for everybody to be open like a cricketer or Dravid or in a limited capacity like me. But you have to look at the success stories, and the success stories will not come from only within the industrial professional world. They are all around you. Even your father or your mother could be a success story in her own way, in his own way. Look at what he's going through to bring you up. Look at the person who is selling chai and biscuit. Maybe you will come to learn one day that his son has passed engineering graduate. He has become an engineering graduate. And maybe the person who has built that building, उसके बेटे को कुछ नहीं आ रहा है. So who is a successful man after all? Because he's selling chai and tea, chai and biscuit is failure. He could be more successful than the person who has allowed him to sell it in his pavement. So you have to understand, you have to pick and choose your own, you know, path. Ultimately, your gut will tell you somewhere, this is what I have to do and this is what I cannot do. I mean, I also got some offers. I mean, I also received offers for development with, code development with on-site placement opportunity long term. But I didn't pick them up because I wanted to do something which is different. I wanted to work on the multiplexers. I wanted to work on the routers. I wanted to do it on with my own hands to see how it is working. Some people might have a different, and today, if you look at the opportunity these guys are getting, they can build their own system, their own app, sitting at their own desktop, at their own home. The pandemic, yes, it's a big problem, but it's an opportunity also. You are already in the part of the world without having to step out of your home. You are already connected. You're 24 hours connected. I see my son or the other young kids I hear about, they're doing everything being connected all the time. So you have to look at the positives. You cannot, keep on cussing yourself or the situation and be a grudging guy or a sour or a bitter guy. I read this in one of my favorite cricketers' autobiography, Mr. Imran Khan. He said, "A bitter man is he who is lost in life." It's a both way stuff. You are lost in life, you are bitter. You are bitter, so you are lost in life. So I hope I could answer your question to some extent.
Yeah, yes, sir, definitely. So ultimately, what message a viewer are getting that yes, you have to try and you have to means believe on and you have to just proceed towards the direction where your guts is saying. So whatever guts feeling, you have to work hard whichever way, and you have to just choose what your guts is just saying. Okay, go ahead for that, and you have to work hard. So
I would
that
like
is
to
the
add one more thing, Upendra. I'd like to add one more thing here. That there are a lot of mentoring happening all over today. And today it's not like that. People are not aware of many things. In my time when I joined Ushacom, many things were not even known and there was no Google,
okay.
and there was no mentor. You had to take your own decision. But today That is not the situation. You have so many mentors, so many gyanis around here. You know, you have to pick one person. You have LinkedIn, you have Facebook, you have WhatsApp. You can ask, okay, I want to learn coding on Python. Who is the guru? If there is no guru, Google is there. In our time, we have to look at the books, browse the pages. कौन सा पेज में यार, कौन सा किताब में यार. You remember, see how easy the preparation for history has become. I look at my
True.
son. He is just googling and getting the answer. For us, 10 reference books in 10 different racks in the school library. वहाँ पे भी नहीं मिलेगा तो वो नेशनल लाइब्रेरी में जाओ या किसी और लाइब्रेरी में जाओ. अभी तो गूगल बा के पास सब है. So you have this opportunity, you use it. You can't stop, sit back your chair and relax and say, no, I मेरे पास नहीं है, मुझको नहीं आता है. No, you can't do that. You have the
No.
experience, you have the leverage, you have the mentors, and most importantly, no, I mean, trust me, this is absolutely 100% foolproof. Nothing can replace a man-to-man communication. जो
Great.
इंसान को समझ में आता है, जो वो किसी को समझ में नहीं आता है. This is also something I've learned from cricket. आप क्या वो, can you get that fun sitting here and playing book cricket or all those games on the app? ग्राउंड में जो मिलता है वो कहीं नहीं मिलता. वो एक एक इंसान आपको जो बता सकता है वो और कोई बता नहीं सकता है. सो यू गो अप टू समवन, यू सीक एंड यू कैन गेट गाइडेंस. सो
Wow.
अभी
So,
हमारे लिए तो गाइडेंस था गट फीलिंग. पिताजी को क्या मालूम है, ही वॉज इन अनदर फील्ड, आई वॉज इन अनदर फील्ड. मदर, शी इज नॉट इन दैट फील्ड. किसको, इवन द कॉलेज प्रोफेसर्स, they were not able to guide us. But now
true.
you have so many people. You're part of the alumnus groups, you're part of LinkedIn. So many requests I get from very young graduates, and that's a very good thing, because they are looking up, they are trying to connect. This is a very good sign. So I would like to tell them, keep it up, keep seeking, you will find your answer surely.
Wow. So this is one of the great advice, because people are confused what to do. Because I used to get many query. I want to do this. I want to do this. So all three, four same point of time, and people used to just get confused, saying that, sir, which one should I choose? So what I got from you, sir, that okay, that you have to just be on mentorship. You have to seek for your mentor. The question is how you are going to get your mentor. So what advice you gave, that okay, right now so-called Google Baba is there. You can just go and connect with maybe n number of social media, mainly a professional, it's a LinkedIn. So suppose somebody is looking for data science, so they have to look to that profile in the
Yeah,
LinkedIn who is a
absolutely,
master on it,
absolutely.
and just try to get some advice, and definitely some other person will definitely happy to help you guys. So this is one of the very great piece of advice what we got from sir. Okay, so thanks sir. Now coming back to the same context, what is the importance? Definitely you said mentor. So can you please just give some real life exposure what impact your career, keeping in mind the mentoring is concerned? So any such means the
Yeah,
particular advantage or the career enhancement thing you received from mentor?
absolutely. I mean, I'm sure you're talking about the professional mentors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but I would like to mention about my father first, because he has been my mentor. He passed away last year only, just before the lockdown started, and I do miss him a lot. But thanks to him, his guidance, I've been able to play cricket, and thanks to my mother, I've been able to focus on my studies, and I have a unique combination of both these worlds in my curriculum, in my CV. So you know, and then if you look at the professional world, I have my cricket coaches, Colonel Hemu Adhikari, Farooq Engineer sir, in our uh, early days, Shivaji Ray and TJ sir. Cricket ground is full of many mentors. We have learned so many things from them. I'll like to mention a very funny incident. In one of those days, we were, practicing fielding, catch practice. So, and some of us were not following the technique correctly. So, one of the coaches, I would not name him here, uh,
Yeah.
he stepped up and said, "See, this is how you should do it." And he asked the other coach to hit the ball high, and the ball went high up, and he took the perfect position. He's telling us, "See, this is how you should do it. Ball eye on the ball, hands close together," and the ball came and thud. He dropped the ball. So some of us started laughing, but I was very, you know, I was also laughing, but I was really intrigued. How did this happen? Because he followed all the techniques. He was not looking at us, he was looking at the ball. He ticked all the boxes, yet he missed the catch. And then I asked him, "Sir, you showed everything. You did everything right. But why did you miss?" He said, "Because I was playing the coach, not the fielder. I was playing the role of a coach and not the fielder, which is why I missed the ball." Because his focus was, although he was not looking at us, but his focus was on us. His focus was not on the ball. So the main element was missing. The technique was all ticked, but the main element, the focus was missing. So
Wow.
even if you don't have the technique, if you have focus, you will catch the ball, no matter what. You know where the ball is falling, you will go and you'll catch it. But if you have technique, all the boxes ticked. But if you don't have focus, you will not be able to catch the ball. And this is from the sports side. I'll give another example from my professional life. And
Yep.
during one of those early days when I was out out on a foreign trip, within quotes foreign trip, and it was a big thing for young guys like us. My the then boss, when we were all having sitting together and having breakfast, and I poured my water and I was about to have it. He told me, not in front of the others, that why didn't you pour the water on the others' glasses? I said, they are going to do it. He said, Do it, give it a shot." So I was quite angry because I thought it's not my job. Why should I do this? So I did it that day because he's my boss, he's telling me. After that, I felt good. And the guys who came after taking their breakfast plates, they were very happy to see their glasses filled and they all thanked me. The
Wow.
next day, I did it again and they were very happy. The next day, when I came to my chair, I found my glass was filled and everybody else's glasses were filled. And in fact, one guy was carrying a cup of coffee for me. He knew what kind of coffee I'd have. So I realized this is a way of building relationship, breaking the ice with your peers, with your customers. Be able to serve them first. If you want to be served, you
Wow.
have to have a relationship going, no matter how bad the person is. If you're working together as a customer or as a peer or a colleague, you must have a positive relationship going. So, luckily, at least I followed his advice. Otherwise, I would have missed out on this lesson.
That is really
That's
very
all.
powerful, sir. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a really great. So, ultimately, if I conclude, start, just don't think that somebody will help me or you
Yeah.
to start with. Start helping other, and universe will give you back for sure. And that is one of
Absolutely.
the great example what we are just listening from sir. So we have to implement or start implementing this thing from now onwards. Now, related to this particular context, sir, one question again I would like to have that. What advice you will give to the younger generation, again related to career? Because everywhere we are listening, you have to build a network. So, any one or two advice related to why they should go for network, and what process, maybe one or two, as per you, they should start following from now onwards?
Okay, see, network is something you have to live with, and you have to build your own network. In our days, we didn't have LinkedIn. We used to talk to the guys who are doing very good in studies in our class to begin with in the college days and see what they're doing, and they will also share something with you. No matter what you believe about them, how bad they are, they will always say something which will help you. At least for me, it worked always. And then when you go into the industry and you come across many gurus or even the guys who are not really, that much in thick of things, still you can see from them how they have progressed or why they have not been able to progress. So those gaps you can inculcate in your system and you can improve, or you can take another course. Not necessarily you can take this course or that course according to whatever you see. You have your own path. You have your most important is to understand where you are going. What you are doing is right or wrong. If it is taking you to somewhere or not. I don't know how sorted these people are, but we are not very sorted. We didn't know where we'll go after 5 years or 10 years. We had to understand whether we are doing something is right or wrong. I hope we are not doing something which will take us nowhere after 1 year or 2 years. And that's a question, a very valid question today, because a lot of professions, a lot of jobs are going out, being
Yeah.
phased out due to automation or this fourth industrial revolution that is coming in thanks to 5G, IoT, IoT and data, revolution and all, uh, AI and all. So a lot of jobs are going out, and trust me, they will be replaced by some more jobs. Definitely. So what are those jobs? Those jobs. What is coming in? Who can guide you? You can't know everything sitting at here doing Google, or you have to understand from your network. The guys who have 5 years, 10 years senior to you, the teachers, you know, the teachers in the industry or in your college, and also the students who have just passed out, or your classmates, to figure out ये ठीक चल रहा है, क्या करना पड़ेगा, what else we can do. Maybe you can do it in a collective way. You guys go out, figure out something, go out and test the water 1 month, 2 months, and then you come back and collect your notes, exchange notes, and see what you are doing.
Great.
For example, in your field today, uh, I mean, if everybody is talking about information technology right now or data, what is new about data? Data was there every time, isn't it?
Yeah.
We maintain data. वो बड़ा बाजार में जाओ, वो गद्दा में जो बैठ के इतना बड़ा खाता मेंटेन करता है, वो डेटा मेंटेन नहीं कर रहा है. वो भी तो डेटा
True.
मेंटेन कर रहा है उसके हिसाब से, राइट. सो उसके पास भी इंफॉर्मेशन है, वैलिड इंफॉर्मेशन. कौन पैसा दे रहा है, कौन ले रहा है, कब देना है वापस. नाउ यू आर मैनेजिंग इट थ्रू एक्सेल. If it is more data, you are managing it through databases. But ultimately, you
True.
are managing information. So it has evolved. Data remains important. If sometimes my phone gets formatted and I lose some numbers, but I know my mother will have those numbers in her notebook, which she maintained very categorically and absolutely diligently, alphabetically everywhere. Now she forgets, she doesn't remember the numbers. But once upon a time, she used to remember the numbers also. So वो भी डेटा है, यहाँ पे स्टोर होता था.
True.
तो अभी आपका लैपटॉप फेल कर सकता है, आपका मोबाइल फेल कर सकता है, गूगल क्लाउड भी क्रैश कर सकता है. टचवुड. तो क्या
True.
करोगे? You have to keep it somewhere. Data management is important. So those people who say that we don't want to get into IT, or what is IT? It is a big beast, unknown beast. No, you have been living with IT throughout your life. When you were born, IT gave you your birth certificate. The number is collected somewhere. Your mother knows your date of birth. Your mother knows you a lot of other things which will never be stored in anywhere else. Or your father, or even that, that bus driver who used to take you to school in kindergarten. उसके पास भी आपका information है जो किसी system में नहीं store होता है. So that is also data, right? तो आप
True.
डाल के एक्सेल में डालोगे तो वो डेटाबेस हो गया, वो आईटी हो गया। आपका एलर्जी होता था फ्लावर से, ये डेटा कहाँ से मिलेगा? मे बी दैट आया विल टेल यू, जो किंडरगार्टन में आपका ख्याल रखता था कि फाइन वहाँ पे आपका स्नीजिंग हो रहा था, सो दैट्स डेटा, उसके पास डेटा है, पूछो जाके तो डेटा मिलेगा, नहीं तो नहीं मिलेगा। सो दिस इज नथिंग रॉकेट साइंस, दिस इज नॉट नथिंग न्यू टुडे, इट वाज देयर, the form has changed, you're storing
Uh,
it in a more different way, much more systematic way. So most important is to manage the data, to manage the information. That is why we are getting paid, you will be get paid, the students who are going to pass out, how you are handling it, how, what value you are bringing with yourself to handle that information. That is what information technology is, and that is a unique science. Every, I mean, they teach IT in the college, yes, हमारे टाइम में आईटी का कोई कोर्स करिकुलम ही नहीं था, अभी
true.
पढ़ा रहा है, लेकिन व्हाट आर दे टीचिंग? IT is unique science. You cannot call it a technology. It's a science. It is applied in a complete different way for every industry, even for every business objective, every purpose, and it generates the data which is of value, and that is how you can. That is what you leverage. Today we have realized not the process but the data is important. So
True.
that is a value. You know
Okay.
about it, you learn it, you ride the change, the wave of the change. As simple
Yeah.
as that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So again, to make a conclusion here is you have to, if you are just looking to build network, looking to just get into it, you have to speak, starting from maybe your college to professor. If you are just passed out, you have to just talk to your seniors, what they did, who are just already, who have already achieved something. So that part you have to do. The next step, you have to just connect with the LinkedIn again, who have, depending on your interest area, you have to connect to those professionals, and definitely they will be helping you again. And on that way, you will be get going. Now, the next questions are related to that. A handful of questions, few question I got it here in this also.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
That
sure.
yeah. So the question, couple of question related. I'm just merging those question and asking you, sir. I'm not having degree in computer science. I'm EC or mechanical engineering. Few are one are from even civil. So is it possible to build their career in IT or directly core IT? If yes, what you will give advice to us?
Absolutely. It's a very valid question. And I understand everybody wants to join the IT bandwagon, if I may use the word.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
trust me, trust me, wherever you are, you will definitely, that path will cross. Maybe not today, but tomorrow for sure. Now, uh, the problem is that it's a challenge with the syllabus also. The private run universities, they have their own syllabus, and which is revised more frequently and that is more modernized than the government run or the macout run universities or colleges, because there is a process to change the syllabus, there is a process to introduce new subjects, they have to see if the teachers can teach those subjects and all.
true.
But if you're interested, nobody is stopping you from learning what it takes to become a, even an IT professional in telecom, in computer science. You can learn your codes, you can learn your database management systems, you can learn your data management systems, and you can learn how to really enable your industry. Even if you're joining in the civil or manufacturing industry, you can learn how to enable. You can make it IT enabled, or you can make yourself IT enabled. Add value in that. So there are a lot of courses available. I'm sure you also offer some courses, Upendraji, over here, and there are other private firms who are offering that. There are there are a lot of mentoring programs also. Some of them do it for free, some of them at a cost, but they will be there to help you. So IT is not something you have to be like, be really worried about that. How can I get into that field? It's there, and it's going to be there everywhere. And if you know what I'm saying, the The income tax professionals,
Mm-hmm.
they also deploy IT to their big advantage. Look
Yep.
at the tax management system employed all over India. The government has done a fantastic job by doing it. You can
Sure.
sit and submit the taxes, right? So, what is this? This was impossible, right? 10, 15 years back, you never were able to think about it. You had to catch hold of a dalal who used to submit your taxes. Then
Mhm.
when it's due it on time, he would come back and give you it return. You will have to give him some money in advance, वगैरह वगैरह. अभी क्या हो रहा है? So this is IT. So even if you're not interested,
Mhm.
IT is right there at your doorstep, knocking at your door. You are already a part of it. So only thing is that how to enable yourself. So
Mhm.
depending on your background and depending on your knack or strengths, you have to choose your courses. You have to choose your path to get yourself enabled and go ahead. Another example I'd like to give: uh, a very young kid, a very bright young kid I know. I don't
Mhm.
want to name him here. Uh, he is an aspiring artist, and he does not like engineering, does not like IT, does not like you know anything. He wants to do his art, and how he is doing his art, he is working on his laptop, he's working on the tablet, he's using his mobile phone, using
Mhm.
beautiful apps, beautifying the this thing, and he can also do animation on his own. So what is this? Is not this information technology that is
Yep.
enabling you to do your job better? So you
True.
cannot say that you are not doing it. Everywhere you have it coming at you, and up to you whether you want to leverage that or you want to stay back and stay back and continue living happily in the stone ages.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Yeah. So, as a whole conclusion, if you want to, maybe any so-called non-core IT background you have, still you are having much more chance to build your career in core IT. Some of the example already sir gave, and yes, you can get connect with n number of organization is there. They are helping you to just develop your skill. And definitely before doing anything, now it's as sir mentioned that it's a era of what Google Baba. You can do some research. Without doing research, don't research followed by your
That's
guts. And
this is
if
also
you
IT enabled.
have,
Yep,
yep, yeah. So research followed by your guts, and you will be achieving whatever you are looking for. This was the message what I got from
absolutely.
sir. Now, related to this, what we have discussed in the technical part. Now coming to a little bit non-technical and keeping in mind 2.5 decade exposure. So, what one message, sir, you wanted to give to our younger generation who are already started building their career, maybe if you are struggling to bit, so one advice, non-technical advice, keeping in mind your exposure in the entire career, so what message you wanted to give them?
I think if I have to summarize, I've seen many people who have done very well in their lives, and fantastic people, young people who are doing very well right now around me. I mean, these guys, I think, and also, I mean, whatever little I've learned on my own, I think trust is the most important thing. You have to trust yourself. And no matter what, no matter how hard the failure is, how badly you fail in your college, your class test, semester, campus interview, कोई भी job नहीं मिला, whatever is the situation, you enroll yourself into a fancy course and then you realize you're wasting your money and time and your parents' money, whatever. I mean, you're letting them down, but still, only trust can get you out of that corner. Only trust. And you have to trust yourself first and then others. That is another piece of advice I'd like to give you. Never
Wow.
trust others more than yourself. Trusting
Wow.
is very important. You have to trust humans all around you, your habitat. ट्रस्ट तो करना पड़ेगा लेकिन पहले अपने आप पे ट्रस्ट करो फिर बाकी सब पे
Wow, this is
एक बार
really great.
एग्जैक्टली
Yeah, this is really one of the great lesson for me also. So yes, the message for all of you, that means the college graduates building your career in IT enabled thing. First, you have to start trusting yourself, and if you start trusting yourself, you are done then. Because normally, handful of I used to interact with handful of professional on the daily basis to start with their career, and just almost all are without just doing some research, trusting on their own what they are seeking the advice from the person professional who never work in that domain, and they are giving advice and they are just listening. So this is really very painful, and that's what the message what we got here is: trust yourself, do some research, take action, and just go ahead. Right. So now we are just moving to the next part. Little bit, though you already sir mentioned that related to your cricket, means apart from all these last 25 years of your journey in this technical stuff, now still you are associated or mentoring with the non-technical part also related to cricket or something games, and you played with Saurav Ganguly. It's an icon in the world in the cricket this arena.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So any incident you want to share with the Saurav Ganguly and you playing together?
Oh yes, I mean this is my favorite incident.
Yeah.
Um, it was in my second first year, second semester. I remember the date, 16th December 1990. So we were
Wow.
playing Mohan Bagan. Mohan Bagan was a very good team,
Mhm.
and we all wanted to play that match because if you score runs against Mohan Bagan, you get noticed and you can get selected for the state team. And Mohan Bagan was almost as good as a state team at that point of time.
Mhm.
So what happened is our captain got injured, and he opted out of the match. So we were like a bunch of rookies, and we are not sure who is going to be our captain. So some of us had experience of in captaincy in school teams or age group Bengal teams, but we are not sure. It's Mohan Bagan is the biggest team in the Kolkata cricket, and who is going to go there to toss with the mighty Arun Lal and all. So one lad stepped up. He's almost 1 year junior to me, and he said, "If you don't have any problems, can I go for the toss?" So he had a cowboy kind of a smile, like, doesn't care like that. So went to
Mhm.
toss, and the ground was very wet. The pitch was very bad, and we lost the toss. And he said, "We have to bat, unfortunately." So that was no other person than Saurav Ganguly, obviously. So
Wow.
we went to bat, and I was opening the innings, and we immediately lost 2 wickets. And he came in and he said, "You have to hold on to survive. We have to go through the onslaught." And I had no other option because I was struggling to put my bat on the ball. Their attack was like Bengal attack, and the pitch was wet, and it was doing all kind of things. And the sledging was on from the sleeps and the, you know, and he put not only put the bat on the ball, but he also put some fire on the ball. The kind of innings he played over there, he scored around 100 runs in almost 60-65 balls. I I have not seen that in my life. And I was sitting in the box seat on the non-striker end. So I struggled to score around 30, playing 58 or 60 balls. We had a
Wow.
100 partnership.
Okay.
He just went on hammer and tong, and he just was not. He did not care who is bowling. He just saw the ball and he hit it. He was
Wow.
raw guts. And when I came back, we lost the match because the
Mhm.
wicket had eased out in the second half, and the run was like 200. It was a respectable total, but nothing, compared to the batting strength of Mohun Bagan. We lost the match. And I came back and I told my father that I think Saurav has gone beyond our level. He is now, ready to take off. That's what happened. He took the next year, he took the flight to Australia, and even though he failed, and even though we had doubts that whether he would come back and be able to perform, he never
Mhm.
had any doubt about his capability. People say a
Wow.
lot of things about him. People say a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. Yes, everybody is human, everybody makes mistakes, everybody has good and bad things. But if you look at him, you will see his guts and his trust. Whatever I said till now, I think it can be summarized through these two things, that he epitomizes trust on himself and he also epitomizes guts to back that trust. So I
Wow.
have a lot of incidents. I have met him. Uh, I mean, he's a great guy, and he's right now very busy with a lot of work
Yeah,
and
yeah.
portfolio, and it shows that he's maintaining the same style.
Great. Yeah, thanks for sharing this moment. Now we are just coming almost at the end of our show. Now, again, keeping in mind our that graduates trying to or struggling to build their career now, keeping in mind everything related. Now coming to the book part. So, what impact books, reading book, or habit of having at least reading book is impacting anybody's as a whole career? And related that, which book, at least one or two book, you would like to advise to our younger generation to keep moving without having too much worried and fear? Again, in this situation now, we all are just going what situation we are going. So,
I
any
know
advice?
it's a
Book, yeah.
depressing situation and all, and I think there are a lot of role models around us, and basically never say die. You see movies like Rocky. There are people who, I mean, he has gone through a lot. He's lost his near and dear ones, yet he doesn't give up. So my favorite book, the book that I always fall back upon whenever I'm little down. There are two books basically. One is Andre Agassi's autobiography, The Open, you know, and he has openly admitted everything he has done there. Everything, all the bad things he has done, all the bad things that has happened to have happened to him, the wins, the losses, everything. I mean, he's been candid to the best, and yet you cannot but love him. He's such a guy, and it tells you that you can be a drug addict, you can do a lot of bad things in your life, still you can be happy. You can be the number one in the world. And once he became number one, and then he went below number 100 in ranking when he was trying to come back. And he has written in the book that in all the tournaments there are ball boys carrying a towel or to fetch the ball that if hit. Here in those satellite tournaments you have to go and fetch the balls. So that is the rigor he went through. And mind you, he was a reluctant tennis player. He has kind of abused his father with a respectful manner for bringing him to tennis. But tennis gave him whatever he had, including his wife. And that he also has admitted. So maybe you are a reluctant employee today. You don't like your job today, but you never know. 10 years down the line, you will have everything because of this job only. So you have to be at it. Keep trying for it. Don't give up. It's very easy to give up. Anybody can give up at any time. And that is the end of it. So Andre
Wow.
Agassi has also given up, but he came back. He has given up again, he has come back again. And another book I read in my very early school days, in fact, I finished it in one afternoon, is The Godfather.
Wow.
So I'm not talking about the swag and the dialogues, everybody knows about everything. But look at Michael Corleone. Once he said to his girlfriend, "This is not me, this is my family. ये जो बुराई हो रहा है, खून खराबा हो रहा है, ये सब मेरे फैमिली कर रहा है." And one day he will tell his wife, "This is my family and I stick to it." He gave up his family because of the family. He killed his
Wow.
family because of the family to maintain the family. So these things will happen. It's not like I'm telling you to give or take lives, but when it comes to profession, you have to be very strict. You have to know what is right to do. You have to and you have to do that. If you don't do that, you have to face the consequence. As simple as that.
Wow. This is very powerful, and let me just conclude with this. Whatever sir, right now you are sharing, keeping in mind again the young professionals just struggling to build their career. So, message is whatever has happened. don't regret, and just start taking fresh action towards the direction where you wanted to go. So don't think, okay, I was bad in this, I didn't crack this exam, that whatever is happened, past is past. Past is not going to be your future. So now onwards, just forget everything and start taking action. Have faith on yourself and get going. So ultimately, this is the last message, sir. So thank you very
I just
much.
want to add something here, Upendra. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt.
So yeah.
Another very
So
favorite book, The Alchemist. You chase
as
your dream, and at one point of the time, the universe will conspire to bring it to you. You're absolutely right. Whatever you said, I just wanted to conclude that with that particular line.
wow. Okay. And yeah, non-technical questions, sir, about this. I have just noticed the name. Judhajit is the name, then in brackets. So can you please share something? Jude, what, it's
Yeah,
a nickname or what? Yeah.
Jude is my nickname, and it was given to me by one of the CIOs, uh, a customer basically. He could not
Okay.
pronounce my name. He used to say
Okay.
something like that. And so he, nicely renamed me as Jude, and that has been a very popular name. Even the
Okay.
Bengalis or the Indians also call me Jude.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Okay, so that's thanks much for your time, whatever approx 1 hour you
Much
have just
appreciated. Much
talked. It
appreciated.
was really nice
It's
talking
one
to
hour
you.
already. Oh wow.
Yeah, you are almost 1 hour. So thank you very much, sir, for your time and this evening. And it was wonderful messages what we got, and definitely the young generation who are just struggling to build their career in IT related IT, they are going to get the benefited from it. Okay, so thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. All the best, Upendra. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so hope you guys are just getting the message, and this is really very powerful handful of the messages I just make a note, and definitely you have to just follow those important messages, and you will be just start rocking. So don't think, okay, I did this, it's not, this part is not there with me, I'm lagging in this area. No. So definitely, if you need still some suggestion, maybe whoever is there in our talk show, you can connect with them, they will be happy to help you. If you guys need any guidance related to maybe the technical part, definitely I also can help, or I would just connect with those professionals. So that's it, guys, from for today, and we'll come again in the next week with one of the guests, and who will be just again giving some tips to build our career in core IT. So till now, goodbye to